Okay guys, I'm back from the pause play. So all we're going to learn about today, so for not checking, what are atoms? Atoms are like those tiny things you cannot see, even with the most powerful microscope. They're the second oldest things in the universe. So what's older than them is a primordial black hole, a type of dark matter which has an infinite dense singularity, which is as small as us. And if we squeeze two primordial, they become binaries, and atoms don't fuse into two things orbiting around each other, unlike primordials. They fuse to make a bigger atom. That's what we're going to learn about: hydrogen, the first atom ever found in the universe. So basically, I'm going to read this. Hydrogen is consisting of one ion, which is a proton, like this, and one electron, which is here, okay? You spot? The electron orbits the ion. So I'm going to pretend this is the electron. It's going to orbit the ion. Ignore that part. That's just the start, okay? Next we're going to read about helium. Helium has two ions with two neutrons and two electrons. It's made of 4H, which is hydrogen, and to bond and make it, not oxygen, helium, okay? Making He, okay? That's what I'm going to put. Oxygen is also a type of atom, made of 2 electrons at the front and 6 electrons at the back of it, of the 2 electrons. So it's basically having 2 orbits, one for 2 electrons and the other for 6 electrons. Together, that makes 8. Oxygen is made of 8 protons, which is an ion, another word for it, 8 neutrons and 8 electrons, which is 8 times hydrogen, because hydrogen is atomic number is 1. 1 times 8 equals 8. And for helium, if 2 times 4 equals 8, it makes from 2 helium atoms. Oh my god, that's 8 of hydrogens. So here's how it looks like. The nuclei is filled with about like 16 more things, which is 8 protons, 8 neutrons. Together they make 16. Now when that's used for, when you know a red supergiant star, they come from massive main sequence star and swell up to a red supergiant, and they fuse 4 helium atoms to bond, eventually making oxygen. And if you times that by 2, that makes dioxygen. Some people think oxygen is O2 because they think one oxygen doesn't mean they have 2 starts, so O times 2 equals O2. Well, it's just like when I was in school and doing some science, telling Mr. Patel some science. He gave me a science question. What is the formula of water? And then I said H2O. My whole class went in shock. I know, I'm also shocked about myself. But Dian wasn't. He already knows that as well. So he's like, how does he know that? So then, neon is a type of atom formed by 10 times hydrogen, which is 5 times helium. I don't know how much times of oxygen is that, but maybe if you can use this formula, these two letters are the type of this, okay? So if you go to Google and search for formula of neon, the first 2 letters will appear as the formula, and oxygen is kind of similar. If you're searching for the formula of oxygen, the first letter will come up as the formula. And helium, 2 letters. Hydrogen, its first letter. If you times hydrogen by 2, that's helium. Sorry, 4. And H2 times 2 is H3. So H3 times 3 equals He. So neon is a type of atom formed by 10 times hydrogen, 5 times helium. So basically, that's a clue we gotta find. That's what happens for another type of thing of, what do you call that thing? Oh yeah, another type of wet supergiant or wet giant fusion to fuse up neutron into carbon or oxygen or a magnesium or something. And then the magnesium keeps fusing to make the iron ash core. Unlike other nutrients, the iron does not fuse itself with another. Same to nickel. Nickel is also in the core of iron. Okay? That's it for lesson 5.